This sudden scene scared everyone. People in the bar stepped forward to check, their faces full of horror. They found the man had already fallen to the ground, motionless. The clerk wanted to call the police with his phone, but bizarrely found there was no signal at all. At this point, the man on the ground suddenly twitched. The kind-hearted cleaner, ignoring everyone's objections, forcibly pushed open the glass door, wanting to save the man. But as soon as he reached the person's side, the gunshot rang out again. The crowd was terrified and sought cover to hide. Obviously, just stepping out of the bar half a step would be met with an attack from the other side. But after everyone had hidden away, the woman noticed another strange scene. The two corpses outside had disappeared. Even the blood on the ground had been cleaned spotless. At the same time, an armored vehicle suddenly pulled up outside. A group of personnel wearing protective suits got out of the vehicle. Seeing this, the crowd thought they were finally saved. They all excitedly waved to signal them, but the other party directly ignored them. They just put a few tires on the ground on their own, then used a flamethrower to set the tires on fire. Then they quickly drove away. Not long after that group left, the TV was broadcasting a news report a fire had broken out in the city center, right where they were located, to prevent the fire from spreading. They evacuated the residents and sealed off the scene. Everyone was surprised. Obviously, it was a terrorist attack, just as everyone was puzzled. A fat man walked out of the bathroom. The crowd turned around in horror. They found the fat man looked strange. His eyes were white, looking like a zombie. His terrifying appearance made people afraid to look directly at him. Suddenly, the fat man's phone fell to the ground. He stretched out his hand as if wanting to say something, but the next second he fell to the ground. They picked up the fat man's phone. They found out he was a soldier. There were some photos taken in Africa in his album. They were all wearing protective suits. It seemed they were epidemic prevention personnel. Thinking of the fat man's terrible state, the crowd immediately realized he must have been infected with some kind of virus. Things finally became clear. After this guy returned to Spain, he found out he was infected with the virus. Because he was afraid of dying, he chose to run away. Finally, he fled to this bar to prevent the people in the bar from being infected, to prevent a greater disaster from happening. The military shot and killed the people who went out of the bar. They also blocked the signal in the area. Then they deliberately created a fire to seal off the scene.